This is the story of Anna Richardson, a 32-year-old woman who went to sleep one night in 2015 and didn't wake up for 8 years. She was in a catastrophic car accident that left her in a coma. Doctors said she'd never wake up, that her brain damage was too severe. Her husband Ethan stayed by her side for 2 years, visiting daily, holding her hand, begging her to come back. But eventually, the doctors told him to move on, to let go, to live his life. So he did. He had Anna declared legally dead after 7 years. He remarried, had 2 kids, built a whole new life. Then, in 2023, Anna woke up. She opened her eyes in a hospital room, confused and disoriented, her last memory being the night of the accident in 2015. She asked for her husband. The nurses looked at each other nervously. That's when Anna learned the truth. 8 years had passed. Ethan had moved on. He was married to someone else. And when Anna was released from the hospital and tried to go home, Ethan told her something that would shatter her. You need to disappear. My wife doesn't know about you. My kids don't know about you. You're legally dead. Just stay that way. Before I tell you how a woman woke up from an 8-year coma to discover her entire life had been erased, and what she did when her husband asked her to stay dead, hit that subscribe button for Story Matrix Hub. Because this story has more heartbreak, betrayal, and impossible legal situations than you can imagine. A woman fighting to reclaim her identity, a husband who wants her to disappear, and a wife who has no idea the dead woman is alive. You need to hear every detail. Now let me tell you about Anna, the woman who came back from the dead and discovered the world had moved on without her. Anna Richardson's last memory before the coma was ordinary. It was October 15th, 2015. A Thursday night. She was 24 years old, married to Ethan for 2 years, working as a kindergarten teacher. They lived in a small apartment in Portland, Oregon. They were happy, planning to start a family soon. That night, Anna was driving home from a teacher conference. It was raining. The roads were slick. A truck ran a red light. Anna swerved to avoid it. Her car hydroplaned, spun out, slammed into a concrete barrier at 55 miles per hour. The impact was catastrophic. Anna's skull fractured in 3 places. Her brain swelled. She suffered a traumatic brain injury that doctors classified as severe. She was rushed to the hospital, immediately put into a medically induced coma to reduce brain swelling. Ethan was called. He arrived at the hospital in a panic. Is she going to be okay? He asked the doctors. We don't know. The next 72 hours are critical. Anna stayed in the induced coma for 2 weeks. When doctors tried to wake her up, she didn't respond. She was in a vegetative state. Doctors explained to Ethan what that meant. Anna's brain was damaged. She might never wake up. If she did wake up, she might not be the same person. She might have severe cognitive impairments, motor deficits, personality changes. What are her chances? Ethan asked. Honestly, less than 5% chance of meaningful recovery. For the first 6 months, Ethan visited every day. He'd sit by Anna's bedside, hold her hand, talk to her about his day. The doctor said coma patients might be able to hear, so Ethan talked. He told her about work, about their friends, about the rain, about how much he missed her. Please come back to me, he'd whisper. I need you. But Anna didn't wake up. Months turned into a year. Ethan still visited, but less frequently. Work made it hard. The emotional toll made it harder. Anna's parents flew in from Ohio. They stayed for weeks at a time, sitting with their daughter, praying for a miracle. She's still in there, Anna's mother would say. I can feel it. But the doctors were less optimistic. Mrs. Richardson, Anna's brain scans show severe damage. The longer she's in this state, the less likely recovery becomes. After 18 months, the hospital approached Ethan about moving Anna to a long-term care facility. She's stable. She doesn't need acute hospital care anymore. But she'll need round-the-clock nursing care for the foreseeable future. Ethan agreed. Anna was transferred to Evergreen Long-Term Care Facility. The costs were astronomical. Even with insurance, Ethan was drowning in medical bills. He'd taken out loans, maxed out credit cards, borrowed from family. Anna's parents helped where they could, but they were retired, living on a fixed income. After 2 years, Ethan stopped visiting regularly. He'd come once a month, sit with Anna for an hour, hold her hand. But it was getting harder. Everyone in his life was telling him to move on. She's gone, Ethan, his sister said. Anna's body is alive, but Anna, the person you married, she's gone. You can't put your life on hold forever, his best friend told him. You're only 26, his mother said. You have your whole life ahead of you. Even Anna's parents, as heartbroken as they were, told Ethan, "We don't want you to waste your life waiting for something that might never happen. Anna would want you to be happy." After 3 years, Ethan started dating again. He felt guilty. Horrible. Like he was betraying Anna. But she'd been in a coma for 3 years. The doctors said she'd probably never wake up. He met Claire at a friend's party. She was kind, understanding. She knew about Anna, about the coma. She told Ethan she didn't expect him to forget his wife, just to let himself live again. They dated for a year, then got engaged. But there was a problem. Ethan was still legally married to Anna. He consulted a lawyer. Can I divorce someone who's in a coma? Technically, yes. But it's complicated. You'd need to have Anna declared legally incompetent, get a court-appointed guardian to represent her interests in the divorce. That feels wrong. The alternative is to have her declared legally dead. After 7 years of absence or incapacitation, you can petition the court for a declaration of death. She's not dead. She's in a coma. Legally, for purposes of moving on with your life, it's the same thing. Ethan waited. For more years. In 2022, 7 years after the accident, Ethan petitioned the court to have Anna declared legally dead. The process was straightforward. Medical records showed Anna had been in a persistent vegetative state for 7 years. Doctors testified that recovery was medically impossible at this point. Anna's parents were notified. They didn't contest it. "We love our daughter," Anna's father told the court. "But we also love Ethan. He's suffered enough. If he needs to move on legally, we understand." The court granted the petition. Anna Richardson was declared legally dead in March 2022. Ethan married Claire 2 months later. They bought a house, started a family. Claire got pregnant immediately, gave birth to a daughter, Emma, in 2023. Ethan had moved on, built a new life. He still felt guilty about Anna sometimes, but he'd accepted what everyone told him. She was never coming back. He was wrong. On September 12, 2023, Anna woke up. It started small. A twitch of her finger. A nurse noticed and called the doctor. They did tests. Anna's brain activity was increasing. Over the next 2 weeks, Anna became more responsive. Her eyes started tracking movement. She'd squeeze a hand when asked. Then, on September 12th, Anna opened her eyes and spoke. "Where am I?" The hospital staff was shocked. Coma patients didn't wake up after 8 years. It was medically extraordinary. A miracle. They ran tests. Anna had cognitive function, motor function. She was weak. 8 years of muscle atrophy meant she couldn't walk, but her brain was working. She had no memory of the past 8 years. Her last memory was driving home from the teacher conference in 2015. "What year is it?" she asked. 2023. Anna's face went white. "That's impossible." "I'm sorry, Anna. You've been in a coma for 8 years. 8 years? No, that can't be right. Where's Ethan? Where's my husband?" The doctors exchanged looks. "We've contacted your parents. They're flying in. But Anna, a lot has changed in 8 years. We need to prepare you. I want to see Ethan. Call my husband." The hospital did call Ethan. Told him Anna had woken up. Ethan's first reaction was disbelief. "That's impossible. The doctor said she'd never wake up." "Well, she did. And she's asking for you." Ethan hung up and stared at his phone. His wife, his first wife, was awake. His legally dead wife was alive. How was he supposed to tell Claire? How was he supposed to explain this to anyone? Ethan didn't go to the hospital that day. Or the next day. He needed time to think. But Anna's parents went. They flew in immediately, ran to her bedside, sobbed with joy. "Oh, my baby, you're back. You came back to us." Anna was confused. Why were her parents so much older? Why was she in a long-term care facility instead of a hospital? What happened? Why am I here? Where's Ethan? Her parents exchanged looks. "Honey, Ethan, he's had a hard time these past 8 years." "What do you mean?" "He visited for a long time. But eventually, the doctors told him you'd never wake up. They told him to move on with his life." "Move on? What does that mean?" Her mother's voice cracked. "He remarried, sweetie. He has a new wife. And a baby daughter." Anna felt like she'd been hit by a truck all over again. "He's married? To someone else? He had you declared legally dead last year. We didn't contest it because we thought you'd never wake up." "So I'm dead? Legally?" "Yes. And Ethan has a whole new family?" "Yes." Anna started crying. Deep, broken sobs. She'd been asleep for 8 years. She'd lost 8 years of her life. Her 20s were gone. Her husband was gone. Her life was gone. And she was legally dead. 3 days later, Ethan finally came to see Anna. He walked into her room, and Anna's heart broke all over again. He looked older. More mature. He had worry lines around his eyes that hadn't been there before. "Hi," he said quietly. "Hi." They stared at each other. "I can't believe you're awake," Ethan said. "I can't believe I've been asleep for 8 years. Anna, I don't even know what to say. This is impossible. You're married. Yes. You have a baby. Yes. You had me declared dead. Yes. Anna, I'm sorry. The doctors said you'd never wake up. I waited years. I visited you for 2 years straight. But I couldn't keep living in limbo forever. So you just moved on. Just replaced me. I didn't replace you. I mourned you. I grieved. Everyone told me to move on, that you were never coming back. But I did come back. I know. And I don't know what to do about that." Anna looked at him. "Do you love her? Your new wife?" Ethan was quiet. Then, "Yes. I do. Do you still love me?" "I don't know. I loved the Anna I married. But that was 8 years ago. You're a stranger now. I'm the same person. I just lost 8 years. But I didn't lose 8 years. I lived them. I changed. I grew up. I built a life without you. So what are you saying?" Ethan took a deep breath. "I'm saying, I can't just leave Claire and Emma. I have a family now. I'm your family. I'm your wife. You were my wife. Legally, you're dead. But I'm not dead. I'm sitting right here. I know. And we'll need to figure out the legal situation. But Anna, I can't just go back to our marriage like nothing happened. 8 years happened. So what do you want me to do?" "I don't know. But Claire doesn't know about you. I told her you died in the accident. If she finds out you're alive, it'll destroy her. So you want me to just disappear? Stay legally dead?" Ethan looked away. "I don't know. Maybe it's better for everyone if I just go away? Pretend I don't exist. Anna, please. Get out. Anna. Get out." Ethan left. Anna lay in her hospital bed, staring at the ceiling. She'd woken up from 8 years of nothing to discover her entire life had been erased. Her husband had moved on. Her life was gone. She was legally dead. And the man she loved wanted her to stay that way. Anna spent 2 weeks in physical rehabilitation after waking up. 8 years of being immobile had atrophied her muscles. She had to learn to walk again, to use her hands properly, to build back strength. The physical therapy was brutal. But it gave Anna something to focus on besides the wreckage of her life. Her parents visited daily. They were overjoyed she was awake, but heartbroken about the situation with Ethan. "What are you going to do?" her mother asked. "I don't know. I'm legally dead. How do I come back from that? You need a lawyer." Anna's father had already started looking. He found a family law attorney named Patricia Delgado who specialized in unusual cases. Patricia came to the hospital to meet with Anna. "This is unprecedented," Patricia said after hearing the story. "I've handled complicated estate cases, but I've never had a client who was declared legally dead while still alive. Can you fix it?" "Yes. We'll need to petition the court to overturn the declaration of death. It's called a revival of status. Since you're demonstrably alive, the court will have to reverse the death declaration." "How long will that take?" "Months, probably. There's a lot of bureaucracy. We'll need medical records proving you were in a coma and have now recovered. We'll need to notify all relevant parties, including Ethan." "What about his new marriage?" Patricia paused. "That's complicated." "How?" "If you're declared legally alive again, it could potentially invalidate Ethan's marriage to Claire." "What? How?" "Because when Ethan married Claire, he was technically still married to you. The only reason his marriage to Claire is valid is because you were legally dead. If you're legally alive, then his marriage to Claire was bigamous, even though he didn't know it." Anna felt sick. "So Claire's marriage isn't real?" "Potentially. But there's legal precedent for protecting good faith marriages where one party reasonably believed they were free to marry. Claire didn't know you were alive. Ethan didn't know you'd wake up. The court would likely validate their marriage retroactively. So I'd still be divorced? You'd need to file for divorce, yes. You and Ethan were married, then you were declared dead. If we reverse the death declaration, your marriage is technically active again. But realistically, Ethan would file for divorce immediately." Anna's head was spinning. "This is insane." "I know, but we'll get through it. First step, get you legally alive again. Patricia filed the petition to overturn Anna's death declaration. The court scheduled a hearing for 6 weeks later. In the meantime, Anna was released from the hospital to a rehabilitation center. She couldn't live independently yet. She was still building back strength and motor skills. Her parents wanted to take her back to Ohio, but Anna refused. My life is in Portland. Or it was. I need to stay here and figure out how to rebuild it. Anna's father rented a small apartment for her near the rehab center. A nurse came daily to help with medications and physical therapy. Anna tried to reconnect with her old life. She looked up her old job, the elementary school where she'd taught. They'd hired a replacement 8 years ago, obviously. Anna called anyway. Hi, this is Anna Richardson. I used to teach kindergarten there. Oh my God. Anna, we heard you woke up. That's incredible. Thank you. I was wondering if there might be any teaching positions available. We'd love to have you back, but you'd need to recertify. Your teaching license expired while you were in the coma. How do I recertify? You'd need to take the licensing exam again, do a background check, complete some professional development courses. How long does that take? Probably 6 months to a year. Anna hung up feeling defeated. She couldn't work. She was legally dead, so she had no social security number, no bank accounts, no credit cards. Everything had been closed when she was declared dead. She was financially dependent on her parents, who were draining their retirement savings to support her. She looked up old friends on social media. Most had moved on. Some had gotten married, had kids, moved away. 8 years was a long time. Anna sent messages to a few close friends. Hey, I know this is weird, but I woke up from my coma. I'd love to reconnect. One friend, Jessica, responded. OMG Anna. I heard you woke up. This is amazing. We should get coffee. They met at a coffee shop. Jessica brought her 3-year-old daughter. I can't believe you're alive. Jessica kept saying. Everyone thought you were gone forever. Did Ethan ever talk about me? Anna asked. Jessica's expression changed. Anna, I don't know if you want to hear this. Tell me. Ethan grieved hard for the first couple years. But then he met Claire, and he seemed happy again. He told everyone you'd want him to move on. That you wouldn't want him to spend his life mourning you. Did you meet Claire? A few times. She's nice. She didn't know you, obviously. Ethan told her you died in the accident. So everyone thinks I'm dead. Well, yeah, because you were. Legally. But I'm not anymore. Have you talked to Ethan since you woke up? Once. He told me he can't leave Claire. That I should just disappear. Jessica looked horrified. He said that. Not in those exact words. But yeah, basically. What are you going to do? I don't know. The court hearing for Anna's legal revival was scheduled for late October. Ethan was required to attend since he'd been the one to petition for her death declaration. He showed up with his own lawyer. Anna sat across the courtroom from him, her heart breaking. The judge reviewed the medical records, showing Anna had been in a coma and had now recovered. This is extraordinary, the judge said. Mrs. Richardson, can you tell the court about your recovery? Anna explained. The coma, waking up, the rehabilitation. And Mr. Richardson, the judge turned to Ethan, you petitioned to have your wife declared dead in 2022. Were you aware she might wake up? No, Your Honor. Every doctor said recovery was impossible. But she did recover. Yes. I'm as shocked as anyone. And you've since remarried? Yes, Your Honor. In good faith. I believed my wife was never going to wake up. The judge nodded. The court recognizes that Mr. Richardson acted in good faith based on medical advice. However, the petitioner is demonstrably alive. Therefore, I'm granting the petition to overturn the declaration of death. Anna Richardson is hereby legally alive again as of today. The gavel came down. Anna was alive. Legally, officially alive. But it didn't feel like a victory. After the hearing, Ethan approached Anna in the hallway. Anna, we need to talk. About what? About the divorce. I'm filing today. Of course you are. I'm sorry. But I have a family now. I can't just abandon them. You abandoned me. You were in a coma. For 8 years. What was I supposed to do? You were supposed to wait. I did wait. I waited years. But everyone, doctors, family, friends, everyone said you were never coming back. But I did come back. I know. And I don't know what you want me to do about that. I can't rewind 8 years. I can't unmarry Claire. I can't unhave Emma. I'm not asking you to. I'm just asking you to acknowledge that I exist. That I'm not just some inconvenient problem you can make disappear. I'm not trying to make you disappear. Yes, you are. You asked me to stay legally dead. You told me Claire can't know about me. Because it would destroy her. She thinks you died in 2015. If I tell her you're alive, that I was technically still married to you when I married her, it'll invalidate everything we've built. Good. Maybe she deserves to know the truth. Anna, please. No. File for your divorce. Move on with your life. But don't ask me to make it easy for you. Anna walked away. Over the next few weeks, Ethan's lawyer filed for divorce. The grounds were irretrievable breakdown of the marriage and 8 years of separation. Anna didn't contest it. What was the point? But she refused to make it easy. Her lawyer demanded a fair settlement. Half of the marital assets, spousal support, reimbursement for medical expenses. Ethan's lawyer argued that Anna had been declared dead. Her debts had been written off. She shouldn't be entitled to assets accumulated after her death. It became a legal mess. Anna didn't care about the money, really. She cared about being seen. Acknowledged. Not erased. While the divorce was pending, something unexpected happened. Claire found out. Claire was at home with baby Emma when a letter came in the mail. It was from the court. A notice about divorce proceedings between Ethan Richardson and Anna Richardson. Claire stared at it in confusion. Who was Anna Richardson? She called Ethan at work. Did you get a letter from the court about a divorce? Ethan went silent. Ethan? Who is Anna Richardson? I can explain. Who is she? Claire, please, not over the phone. I'll come home. Tell me now. Ethan took a deep breath. Anna was my first wife. Your first wife? You never told me you were married before. I was. Anna was in a car accident in 2015. She was in a coma. I was married to her when it happened. And you never mentioned this? She was in a coma for 8 years. The doctor said she'd never wake up. I had her declared legally dead so we could get married. So your wife was alive when you married me? Legally dead. There's a difference. Not to me, there isn't. Ethan, what the hell? Claire, please let me come home. I'll explain everything. Claire hung up. When Ethan got home, Claire was sitting at the kitchen table, the court letter in front of her. Tell me everything, she said. Ethan told her. The accident, the coma, the years of waiting, the declaration of death, the remarriage. And then, Anna woke up. 2 months ago. Claire's face went white. She woke up? Yes. And you didn't tell me? I didn't know how. Claire, I thought she was gone forever. Everyone did. This is medically impossible. But it happened. Your wife is alive. My ex-wife. She's not your ex-wife. You're still married to her. Which means you and I, Claire's voice broke. Our marriage isn't real? No. Our marriage is real. You're my wife. But I'm not, am I? Not legally. Not really. You were already married when you married me. I'm fixing it. I'm divorcing Anna. We'll make everything legal. But Emma. Claire looked at their baby daughter sleeping in the nearby crib. Is Emma legitimate? Or is she? What do you even call a baby born during a bigamous marriage? Claire, Emma is our daughter. Nothing changes that. Everything changes. Don't you see? Your first wife came back from the dead. She's alive. How am I supposed to just ignore that? You're not ignoring it. We're dealing with it. I'm getting divorced. From the woman you were married to when you married me. Ethan, this is insane. Claire grabbed her car keys. Where are you going? To my mom's. I need to think. Claire, please. I'm taking Emma. Don't follow me. Claire left. Ethan stood in his empty house, his whole life falling apart. And it was about to get worse. Claire stayed at her mother's house for 3 days. During that time, she couldn't stop thinking about Anna. This woman who'd been in a coma for 8 years. Who'd woken up to find her husband had moved on. Who was now fighting to reclaim her life. Claire felt a strange mixture of emotions. Sympathy for Anna, anger at Ethan, fear about her own marriage, guilt about being the other woman, even though she'd done nothing wrong. On day 4, Claire made a decision. She needed to meet Anna. She didn't tell Ethan. She looked up Anna's parents, found them on social media. Sent a message. Hi, you don't know me. My name is Claire Richardson. I'm married to Ethan. I know about Anna. I'd like to meet her if she's willing. Anna's mother called her immediately. Why do you want to meet my daughter? Because this situation affects all of us. Anna, me, Ethan, my daughter. I think we should talk. Woman to woman. Anna's mother said she'd ask Anna. An hour later, Anna texted Claire. Okay. Let's meet. They arranged to meet at a neutral coffee shop. Claire arrived first, her stomach in knots. She'd brought baby Emma because she didn't want to leave her. Anna arrived 10 minutes later, walking with a slight limp, still recovering from 8 years of immobility. They stared at each other across the coffee shop. "Hi," Claire said. "Hi." They sat down at a corner table. "This is weird," Claire said. "Very weird." "That's Emma." Claire gestured to the baby in the carrier. "She's 6 months old." Anna looked at the baby, Ethan's baby, and felt her heart crack. "She's beautiful." "Thank you." Claire took a breath. "I want to start by saying I had no idea about you. Ethan told me his first wife died in the car accident. He never mentioned the coma. Why would he? It's not exactly a fun topic. Still, I feel like I'm the other woman, even though I didn't know I was the other woman." "You're not the other woman. I've been in a coma for 8 years. You're his wife. You have his child. But you're still legally married to him. Not for long. He's filing for divorce." "I know. I saw the court papers. That's how I found out you were alive." They sat in awkward silence. "What do you want from Ethan?" Claire asked. "I don't know. I want him to acknowledge I exist, that I'm not just an inconvenient problem. I want closure. I want to understand how my entire life got erased while I was asleep." "Do you want him back?" Anna thought about it. "The Ethan I married doesn't exist anymore. He's moved on, grown up, become someone else. So no, I don't want him back. I want the life I lost back. But that's impossible. I'm sorry for what you're going through. I'm sorry, too, for disrupting your life. You didn't disrupt it. You were in a coma. You didn't choose this." They talked for over an hour. About Ethan. About the coma. About what Anna remembered. About what Claire's life with Ethan had been like. "He's a good dad," Claire said. "He's patient with Emma. He does the 2 a.m. feedings. He changes diapers without complaining. That's good. He'll be a good father. He talks about you sometimes. When we first started dating, he'd tell me about his first wife who died. How much he loved you. How guilty he felt moving on. Does he still feel guilty? I don't know. He doesn't talk about it anymore." Anna looked at Emma. "Can I hold her?" Claire hesitated, then nodded. "Sure." Anna carefully took the baby, held her, looked at her tiny face. This could have been her baby, if the accident had never happened. If 8 years hadn't been stolen from her. "She has Ethan's eyes," Anna said. "Yeah, she does." Anna handed Emma back. "Thank you for meeting me. I know this is weird for you. It's weird for all of us. But I think this helped. Putting a face to the name. Understanding you're a real person, not just a ghost from Ethan's past. I feel the same about you." They stood to leave. "What happens now?" Claire asked. "I don't know. I guess we all try to move forward. Will you and Ethan stay in touch?" "I don't know. Maybe not. It might be easier for everyone if I just start over somewhere else." "Where would you go?" "I don't know. Back to Ohio with my parents, maybe. There's nothing keeping me in Portland anymore." "What about your life here?" "I don't have a life here. Everyone moved on. My job is gone. My husband is gone. I'm legally alive, but I'm starting from zero." Claire felt a pang of guilt. "This isn't fair to you." "No, but it's not your fault either." After they parted, Claire went home to Ethan. "I met her," Claire said. "Anna." Ethan looked shocked. "What? When?" "Today. I reached out to her. We had coffee." "Why would you do that?" "Because I needed to understand what we're dealing with. And Ethan, she's not a monster. She's not trying to ruin our life. She's just a woman who lost 8 years and is trying to figure out what to do next." "What did you talk about?" "You. Us. Her. Everything. And I think you owe her more than a divorce filing. You owe her closure. You owe her an honest conversation about what happens next. I've tried to talk to her." "No, you've tried to make her go away. There's a difference." Ethan sat down heavily. "What do you want me to do?" "I want you to sit down with Anna. Really sit down, not just a quick conversation, and figure out how to move forward in a way that's fair to everyone. Including her." "I don't know her." "Yes, you do. She was your wife. She didn't choose to leave you. She didn't choose the coma. She woke up to find her entire life erased. The least you can do is treat her with respect." Ethan knew Claire was right. He called Anna. "Can we meet? Just to talk. Really talk." Anna agreed. They met at a park. Neutral ground. Early evening. "Thank you for meeting me," Ethan said. "Claire told me I should." "You met Claire?" "Yeah. She reached out. She's nice, Ethan. You picked a good one." "I'm sorry." "For what?" "For everything. For moving on." for having you declared dead, for asking you to disappear, for not being stronger, for not waiting longer. You waited 2 years, Ethan. That's more than most people would. But not enough. The doctor said I'd never wake up. You believed them. Everyone believed them. But you did wake up. And I wasn't there for you. Anna looked out at the park. Kids were playing on swings. Normal life continuing. Do you regret marrying Claire? Ethan thought about it. No. I love her. I love Emma. But I regret how it happened. I regret that my happiness came at the cost of erasing you. You didn't erase me. Life erased me. What are you going to do now? Claire said you might move to Ohio. I don't know. There's nothing here for me anymore. My parents want me to come home. Start fresh. What about your friends? Your career? My friends moved on. My career is gone. I'd have to recertify, start over. It might be easier to do that somewhere new. Anna, I know I don't have the right to ask this, but can you forgive me? Anna looked at him. Really looked at him. I don't know, Ethan. Part of me understands. You thought I was gone. You had to live your life. But part of me is so angry. 8 years, Ethan. I lost my 20s. I lost everything. And you just moved on like I never existed. I didn't move on like you never existed. I grieved. I missed you. But I had to keep living. I know. Can we at least end this without hating each other? I don't hate you, Ethan. I hate the situation. I hate the accident. I hate the coma. But I don't hate you. They sat in silence for a while. The divorce papers, Anna finally said. I'll sign them. I won't fight you on the settlement. I just want enough to start over. I'll make sure you're taken care of. I owe you that much. You don't owe me anything. But I appreciate it. They stood up to leave. Goodbye, Anna. Goodbye, Ethan. They hugged. It felt like closure. Like the end of something that had ended 8 years ago, but was only now being officially acknowledged. When Anna got home, her mother was waiting. How did it go? It's over. Really over. I'm signing the divorce papers. Are you okay? No. But I will be. Come home to Ohio with us. Your room is still there. You can take time to heal, figure out what's next. What if there is no next? What if I'm just stuck being the woman who woke up from a coma? Then you'll figure out how to be more than that. You woke up, Anna. That's a miracle. Now you get to decide what to do with it. Anna nodded. Her mother was right. The coma had taken 8 years from her. But she was alive. She had a second chance. Now she just had to figure out what to do with it. 2 weeks later, Anna signed the divorce papers. It was finalized quickly. Ethan's lawyer had pushed it through on grounds of the 8-year separation. Anna received a settlement. $150,000 from Ethan's savings, plus spousal support of $2,000 a month for 3 years. It wasn't a fortune, but it was enough to start over. Anna's parents helped her pack up the few belongings she had, mostly new clothes, since nothing from 2015 fit anymore. She was preparing to move back to Ohio when something unexpected happened. A phone call from a television producer. Ms. Richardson? My name is David Chin. I'm a producer for a documentary series about medical miracles. I read about your case in the news. Would you be interested in telling your story? Anna hesitated. I don't know. We'd compensate you, of course. And it might help other coma patients and their families. Your story is extraordinary. Can I think about it? Of course. Take all the time you need. Anna hung up and stared at her phone. Her story was extraordinary. Maybe instead of hiding from it, she should tell it. Maybe her second chance wasn't about forgetting the past 8 years. Maybe it was about owning them. Anna thought about the documentary offer for 3 days. Her mother was against it. Honey, you've been through enough. Do you really want to expose yourself like that? Her father was more neutral. It's your story to tell. No one can tell you what to do with it. Anna called David Chin back. I'll do it. But I have conditions. Name them. I want editorial input. I don't want this to be exploitative. And I want to talk about the reality of waking up from a coma. The medical side, the emotional side, the legal nightmare. Not just make it some feel-good miracle story. That's exactly what we want. We want authenticity. They scheduled filming for the following month. Anna postponed her move to Ohio. The documentary crew came to Portland. They filmed Anna at the rehabilitation center, interviewed her doctors, talked to her parents. They wanted to interview Ethan, but he declined. I'm sorry, he told the producers. I have a family to protect. I can't be part of this. Anna understood. Claire had just found out about Anna's existence. Ethan appearing in a documentary about his dead wife who came back to life would make everything worse. But the producers wanted Claire's perspective. Would Claire be willing to talk? They asked Anna. I don't know. You'd have to ask her. To everyone's surprise, Claire agreed. She met with the documentary crew separately from Anna. Why do you want to participate? David asked. Because this story isn't just about Anna, Claire said. It's about everyone affected by the coma. Me, Ethan, our daughter. Anna's parents. We all lived in the shadow of that accident. What do you want people to know? That there are no villains here. Ethan isn't a bad person for moving on. Anna isn't wrong for being angry. I'm not the other woman. We're all just people trying to navigate an impossible situation. What was it like finding out Anna was alive? Claire's eyes filled with tears. Terrifying. My whole marriage suddenly felt like a lie. I questioned everything. Was Ethan using me as a replacement? Did he still love Anna? Was I even legally married? Are you still with Ethan? Yes. We're working through it. It's hard. But I love him. And I understand why he did what he did. Have you talked to Anna since your first meeting? A few times. She's remarkable. She woke up to nothing and is still fighting to build a life. I admire her. The documentary filmed Anna's physical therapy sessions. She'd made incredible progress. She could walk without a limp now. Her fine motor skills were almost back to normal. The brain is amazing, her neurologist said on camera. Anna's recovery is 1 in a million. We still don't fully understand why she woke up after 8 years. They filmed Anna going through old photo albums from 2015. Pictures of her and Ethan on their wedding day. On vacation. At family dinners. It feels like looking at a stranger's life, Anna said. I remember these moments, but they feel so far away. Like they happened to a different person. Do you miss who you were before the coma? The interviewer asked. I don't know who I was before the coma. I'm 32 years old, but mentally, I'm still 24. I miss my entire 20s. I didn't get to grow up gradually like everyone else. I just jumped forward 8 years. What's been the hardest part? Realizing everyone moved on without me. My friends got married, had kids, built careers. Ethan built a whole new life. The world kept turning while I was frozen. I woke up to find myself obsolete. Do you feel like you've lost your identity? Anna thought about it. Yes and no. I'm still Anna. But I'm not the Anna from 2015, and I'm not the Anna I would have been in 2023 if the accident hadn't happened. I'm somewhere in between. I'm trying to figure out who that person is. The documentary team wanted to film Anna reconnecting with her old life. They went to the elementary school where she'd taught. Anna walked the hallways, looked at the classrooms. This feels like a museum, she said. Like visiting a place from my past that doesn't exist anymore. They found one teacher who'd worked with Anna before the accident. Anna was amazing, the teacher said. The kids loved her. She was so energetic, so creative. When we heard about the accident, we were devastated. We had a memorial for her when she was declared dead. I can't believe she's standing here. Would you have a position for her if she recertified? The documentary crew asked. Absolutely. In a heartbeat. Anna felt a flicker of hope. Maybe she could rebuild her teaching career. Maybe she could reclaim that part of her identity. The documentary also explored the legal issues. They interviewed Patricia Delgado, Anna's lawyer. This case is unprecedented, Patricia explained. Legally, Anna was dead. When she woke up, we had to reverse that death declaration. But in doing so, we created a ripple effect. Ethan's marriage to Claire was based on Anna being legally dead. When Anna became legally alive again, it complicated everything. Is Claire's marriage valid? Yes. The court recognized that Ethan and Claire married in good faith. They didn't know Anna would wake up. Their marriage was validated retroactively. What about Anna's assets? Her bank accounts, her house? Everything was liquidated or transferred when she was declared dead. We're working to recover what we can, but it's complicated. Anna essentially has to rebuild her financial life from scratch. The most emotional part of filming was when the documentary crew brought Anna's parents on camera together. We never gave up hope, Anna's mother said, crying. Even when the doctors said it was impossible, even when Ethan had her declared dead, we knew our daughter was still in there. What was it like getting the call that she'd woken up? Like the world stopped, Anna's father said. We were in Ohio. We got a call from the hospital saying Anna was awake and asking for us. We didn't believe it at first. We thought it was a mistake. But then we heard her voice on the phone and we broke down. What do you want people to know about coma patients? That there's still people, Anna's mother said. Even if they can't respond, even if the doctors say they'll never wake up, they deserve dignity and care. We're so grateful the doctors and nurses treated Anna with respect, even when everyone thought she'd never recover. Filming took 6 weeks. During that time, Anna started therapy. Not physical therapy, but psychological counseling. Her therapist, Dr. Melissa Tran, specialized in trauma and adjustment disorders. You've experienced multiple traumas, Dr. Tran explained. The accident, the coma, waking up to find your life erased, the divorce. That's a lot to process. I feel like I'm grieving, Anna said. But I don't know what I'm grieving. My old life. My marriage? The 8 years I lost. All of it. You're grieving the life you expected to have. That's valid. How do I move forward when I don't even know who I am anymore? You figure out who you want to be. You're not the 24-year-old from 2015. You're also not the 32-year-old you would have been if the accident hadn't happened. You're a unique person with a unique experience. Now you get to decide what to do with that. Anna started keeping a journal, writing down her thoughts, her memories, her fears. She wrote about Ethan, about the love they'd had, about the anger she felt, about the forgiveness she was working toward. She wrote about Claire, about the strange kinship she felt with this woman who'd married her husband. She wrote about her parents, about their unwavering support. She wrote about the future, about what she wanted her life to look like. I want to teach again, she wrote one night. I want to help kids. I want to build something meaningful. I want to prove that waking up from a coma isn't the end of my story. It's just a strange, unexpected chapter. The documentary wrapped filming in December 2023. David Chin told Anna it would take several months to edit and would likely air in spring 2024. I think this is going to help a lot of people, he said. Coma patients, their families, people dealing with grief and loss. Your story matters. Thank you for telling it respectfully. Thank you for trusting us with it. After the documentary crew left, Anna made a decision. She wasn't going to move to Ohio. She was staying in Portland. Are you sure? Her mother asked. Yes. Running away won't fix anything. My life fell apart here. I need to rebuild it here. What about Ethan and Claire? Portland is big enough for all of us. We don't have to interact. But I'm not letting them chase me out of my city. Anna used part of her divorce settlement to rent a small apartment. She started the process of recertifying as a teacher. She reconnected with old friends, joined a support group for trauma survivors, started volunteering at a local library. Slowly, painfully, she began to rebuild. In March 2024, the documentary aired on a major streaming platform. It was called 8 Years Gone, Anna's Story. Within a week, it had millions of views. Anna's phone started ringing off the hook. Interview requests, speaking opportunities, messages from other coma survivors and their families. You gave us hope, one woman wrote. My son has been in a coma for 3 years. Everyone says to let him go. But your story proves miracles can happen. Anna responded, don't give up, but also take care of yourself. Hope and self-care can coexist. The documentary changed everything. Anna became known, recognizable, and it brought someone unexpected back into her life. 3 weeks after the documentary aired, Anna got an email from someone named Dr. Sarah Mitchell. Dear Anna, I'm a neurologist specializing in coma recovery at Johns Hopkins Hospital. I watched your documentary and was moved by your story. I'd like to invite you to speak at our medical conference about the patient perspective on long-term coma care. We'd cover all expenses and provide an honorarium. Please consider it. Anna stared at the email. A medical conference. Her, speaking to doctors about her experience. She called Dr. Tran, her therapist, to discuss it. This could be therapeutic, Dr. Tran said. Turning your trauma into advocacy. Using your experience to help others. Or it could be re-traumatizing. It could be both. But you get to decide. What does your gut tell you? Anna's gut said yes. She emailed Dr. Mitchell back. I'll do it. The conference was in May 2024 in Baltimore. Anna flew out, her first time on a plane since before the coma. Dr. Mitchell met her at the airport. She was in her 50s, warm and professional. Thank you for coming, Dr. Mitchell said. Your perspective is invaluable. Doctors need to hear from patients like you. What do you want me to talk about? Everything. The experience of being in a coma. What you remember, what you don't. Waking up. The medical treatment. The emotional aftermath. The legal issues. Give them the whole picture. Anna spoke to an auditorium of 300 neurologists and medical professionals. She was terrified at first, but once she started talking, the words flowed. She described the accident, the last thing she remembered before the coma, waking up 8 years later. "I don't remember the coma itself," she explained. "It's just nothing. 8 years of absolute nothing. Like I blinked and the world jumped forward." She talked about the medical care she'd received. "The nurses at the long-term care facility treated me with dignity, even when everyone thought I'd never wake up. They still talked to me, repositioned me to prevent bed sores, kept me clean. That matters. Even if a patient can't respond, they're still human." She talked about the neurological recovery. "My brain essentially had to rewire itself. Simple things like walking, using my hands, speaking clearly, I had to relearn all of it. The brain's plasticity is amazing, but recovery is slow and frustrating." She talked about the emotional impact. "Waking up to find 8 years had passed was traumatic. My husband had remarried. My friends had moved on. I was legally dead. I had to grieve the life I'd lost while simultaneously trying to build a new one." When she finished, the auditorium was silent. Then someone started clapping. Then everyone was standing, applauding. Anna felt tears stream down her face. After her talk, doctors lined up to speak with her. "Thank you for sharing this," one neurologist said. "I've been treating coma patients for 20 years, but I've never heard the patient's perspective like this." "We need to do better," another said. "Better at supporting families, better at explaining prognosis, better at continuing care even when recovery seems impossible." Dr. Mitchell approached Anna after the crowd dispersed. "That was extraordinary. Have you considered doing more speaking? There are conferences, medical schools, support groups that would benefit from hearing your story. I've never thought of myself as a public speaker. You're a natural, and you have something important to say." Over the next few months, Anna started speaking at medical conferences, support groups, and universities. She talked about coma recovery, medical ethics, the importance of patient dignity, navigating life after trauma. Each speaking engagement paid between $2,000 and $5,000. Anna was making enough money to support herself. But more importantly, she was finding purpose. "I spent 8 years in limbo," she'd tell audiences. "Now I'm using that experience to help others who are in similar situations. My tragedy has meaning now." In June 2024, Anna received an unexpected email. From Claire. "Hi Anna, I know this is probably weird, but I wanted to reach out. I watched the documentary. I cried through most of it. You're incredibly brave. I also wanted to apologize. I know our meeting last year was difficult. I've thought about you a lot since then. If you're ever willing, I'd like to meet for coffee again. No pressure. Claire." Anna stared at the email for a long time. She hadn't spoken to Claire since their first meeting over a year ago. She'd seen Ethan from a distance once, at a grocery store. They'd made eye contact, nodded awkwardly, and gone separate ways. But Claire was reaching out. Anna responded, "Coffee sounds good. When are you free?" They met the following week at the same coffee shop as before. Claire looked tired. Emma, now over a year old, was with her, toddling around in a little dress. "Hi," Claire said. "Hi." They sat down. "Thank you for meeting me," Claire said. "I wasn't sure you would. I almost didn't. But I figured. We're stuck in each other's lives whether we like it or not. Might as well be civil about it." Claire laughed. "Yeah, that's true. How are you? How's Ethan?" "We're okay. It's been hard." The documentary brought everything up again. People recognize us now, or recognize Ethan as the guy who remarried while his wife was in a coma. He's gotten some nasty comments online. Anna felt a pang of guilt. "I'm sorry. I didn't mean to." "No, don't apologize. You told your story. That's not your fault. People are just judgmental." "How's Emma?" "She's great. Walking now. Saying a few words. She's the best thing in our lives." They watched Emma play with some crayons Claire had brought. "I wanted to tell you something," Claire said. "Watching the documentary, I realized how much you lost, and how easy it would be to hate me for having what should have been yours. But you don't. You're kind to me. You could have made this so much harder, but you didn't. What would be the point? You didn't do anything wrong. Neither did Ethan, really. The situation is just impossible. Still, I'm grateful. And I wanted you to know that if you ever need anything, I don't know what, but anything, I'm here." Anna was surprised. "Thank you. That means more than you know. Are you dating anyone?" Anna laughed. "No. I'm 32 going on 24. I don't even know how to date in 2024. Everything's apps now? It's overwhelming. It is overwhelming. But you'll figure it out. You're figuring everything else out. They talked for over an hour. About Anna's speaking career. About Claire's return to work as a graphic designer. About Ethan's new job. About Emma's milestones. It felt almost friendly. When they parted, Claire hugged Anna. "Let's do this again sometime," Claire said. "I'd like that." Anna walked back to her apartment feeling lighter. She and Claire would never be best friends. But they didn't have to be enemies either. They could just be two women who'd been caught up in an impossible situation and were doing their best to move forward. In August 2024, Anna received her teaching recertification. She applied for positions at several elementary schools in Portland. 3 schools wanted to interview her. One recognized her from the documentary. "We'd be honored to have you on our staff," the principal said. Anna started teaching 2nd grade in September 2024. Walking into a classroom again felt like coming home. The kids didn't know about her coma. To them, she was just Ms. Richardson, their teacher. She taught them reading and math and science. She read them stories. She helped them with their problems. And slowly, Anna started to feel like herself again. Not the 24-year-old from 2015. Not the 32-year-old she would have been without the accident. But a new Anna. One forged by tragedy and rebuilt by determination. In October 2024, 1 year after waking up, Anna was invited to speak at a TEDx event. The theme was resilience. Anna wrote her speech carefully. She wanted to share her story, but also offer hope. On the day of the talk, she stood backstage, nervous. Dr. Tran had come to support her. So had her parents. So had a few of her new teacher colleagues. And, surprisingly, Claire was in the audience. Anna saw her as she walked on stage. Claire gave her a thumbs up. Anna smiled. She began her talk. 1 year ago, I woke up from an 8-year coma to discover I'd been declared legally dead. Anna's TEDx talk was 15 minutes long. She spoke about loss, identity, resilience, and finding meaning in tragedy. "When I woke up from my coma," she said, "I wanted my old life back. I wanted Ethan back. I wanted my job back. I wanted the 8 years returned to me. But I couldn't have any of those things. So I had a choice. I could spend the rest of my life mourning what I'd lost, or I could build something new. I chose to build. I won't lie and say it was easy. There were days I wanted to give up. Days I was so angry at the universe for stealing my 20s from me. Days I resented everyone who'd moved on without me. But I also had days of hope. Days where I took my first steps after relearning to walk. Days where I reconnected with old friends. Days where I stood in front of a classroom again and remembered why I became a teacher. My story isn't unique in its tragedy. Everyone experiences loss. Everyone has something stolen from them: time, health, relationships, opportunities. But what we do with that loss defines us. I could have stayed legally dead. I could have disappeared like my ex-husband wanted. I could have let the coma be the end of my story. Instead, I chose to let it be the middle. A terrible, painful middle. But just the middle. Because I'm still writing my story. And so are you. No matter what you've lost, no matter how much time you feel has been stolen, no matter how impossible rebuilding seems, you're still here. You're still writing. So write a good story. Write a resilient story. Write a story that proves you're more than what was done to you. The audience stood and applauded. Anna stepped off the stage feeling like she'd finally closed a chapter. After the talk, people lined up to speak with her. One woman in her 40s approached, crying. "My daughter has been in a coma for 6 months," she said. "The doctors say we should let her go. But your story gives me hope." Anna took the woman's hands. "Hope is important. But so is being realistic. I'm an anomaly. Most people don't wake up after 8 years. But whether your daughter wakes up or not, you'll need strength. Take care of yourself so you can take care of her." The woman hugged Anna. "Thank you." Claire waited until the crowd dispersed before approaching. "That was beautiful," she said. "You came." "Of course I came. You've become, I don't know, not a friend exactly, but someone I care about. Someone I root for. Thank you. That means a lot." Ethan wanted to come too, but he thought it might be weird. Anna smiled. "It would have been a little weird. How is he?" "Good. He's doing therapy now, actually. Processing everything that happened. He carries a lot of guilt. He shouldn't. He did what he had to do. He wants to apologize to you. Really apologize. Not the half-hearted apologies from before. Maybe someday. When we're both ready." A few weeks later, Anna got a call from a literary agent. Ms. Richardson, I watched your TEDx talk. Have you ever considered writing a book about your experience? Anna hadn't. But the more she thought about it, the more it made sense. A book could reach people the documentary hadn't. Could provide a deeper, more nuanced exploration of coma recovery, medical ethics, identity, resilience. I'd need help writing it, Anna said. I'm a teacher, not an author. We'd pair you with a co-writer. Someone who specializes in memoir. Let me think about it. Anna thought about it for a week. Then called the agent back. Let's do it. Writing the book took 6 months. Anna worked with a co-writer named Jennifer Shaw, a journalist who'd written several memoirs with other subjects. The process was therapeutic and painful. Anna had to revisit every detail of the accident, the coma, waking up, the divorce, the documentary. She had to be honest about her anger, her resentment, her struggles. But she also got to highlight the good. Her parents' support, Claire's kindness, the doctors who'd cared for her, the second chance at life. The book was titled 8 Years Gone, a memoir of coma, recovery, and starting over. It was published in April 2025. It became a bestseller within 2 weeks. Anna did a book tour, speaking at bookstores, libraries, universities across the country. At one event in Ohio, near her hometown, Anna's parents sat in the front row. I'm so proud of you, her mother said afterward, hugging her tightly. I couldn't have done any of this without you, Anna said. You never gave up on me. We're your parents. Giving up was never an option. At another event in Portland, Anna spotted Ethan in the audience. He'd come alone, sitting in the back. After the reading, he approached her cautiously. Hi, Ethan. I read the book. The whole thing. Anne, you were fair to me. More fair than I deserved. I tried to be honest. Not vindictive. I'm sorry, Anna. Really, truly sorry. Not just for moving on, but for how I handled your waking up. I was scared and selfish, and I made it about me when you were the one suffering. I know. And I forgive you. Ethan's eyes filled with tears. Really. You're not a bad person, Ethan. You were in an impossible situation. We both were. Can we be friends? Eventually. Anna thought about it. Eventually, maybe. But not yet. I'm still healing. I understand. They hugged. It felt like a real goodbye this time. Not angry, not bitter. Just final. By summer 2025, Anna had fully settled into her new life. She was teaching full-time, speaking occasionally at conferences, working on a second book about coma recovery resources for families. She'd even started dating, cautiously, slowly, but dating nonetheless. His name was Marcus. He was a physical therapist she'd met through the hospital where she'd recovered. You know my whole story, Anna said on their third date. The coma, the ex-husband, all of it. Doesn't that scare you? Why would it scare me? You're a survivor. You're strong. That's attractive. I have baggage. Everyone has baggage. Yours is just more dramatic than most. They laughed. Anna didn't know if Marcus was the one, but she knew she was ready to try again. Ready to build a future instead of mourning the past. In October 2025, 2 years after waking up, Anna was invited to speak at the long-term care facility where she'd spent 8 years in a coma. We'd like to dedicate a new patient care wing in your honor, the director said. The Anna Richardson Recovery Wing. 4 long-term coma patients. Anna was stunned. I don't know what to say. Say yes. Your story has inspired our entire staff. We want to honor you and give hope to current patients and families. Anna said yes. At the dedication ceremony, Anna spoke to the families of current coma patients. I know how hard this is, she said. I know the uncertainty, the grief, the impossible decisions. I can't promise you a miracle. I can't promise your loved one will wake up like I did. But I can promise you this, they deserve dignity. They deserve care. They deserve to be treated as human beings, not as lost causes. And you deserve support. You deserve to grieve while also living your life. You deserve to hope while also being realistic. Whatever happens, you'll get through this. Because you're stronger than you know. After the ceremony, a nurse approached Anna. I was one of your nurses, she said. For 3 years, I took care of you. Changed your bedding, turned you to prevent sores, talked to you even though you couldn't respond. Thank you, Anna said, hugging her. Thank you for treating me like a person. I always believed you were still in there somewhere, the nurse said. And I was right. That night, Anna sat in her apartment and wrote in her journal. 2 years ago, I woke up with nothing. No husband, no home, no identity, no future. I was legally dead in every way that mattered. Today, I have a job I love, a purpose that fulfills me, friendships that sustain me, a relationship that excites me, and a story that helps others. The coma took 8 years from me, but it also gave me something: perspective, resilience, gratitude for every single day I'm awake. I'm not the Anna from 2015. I'm not the Anna I would have been without the coma. I'm a new Anna, one who knows what it's like to lose everything and build it back. And I'm proud of her. Anna closed her journal and looked around her apartment. It was small but cozy, filled with books, plants, photos of her parents, her students' artwork on the fridge. It was hers. She'd built this life from nothing. And it was enough. Anna received an email from the Medical Research Foundation. They'd been studying her case, trying to understand why she'd woken up after 8 years when all medical science said it was impossible. We'd like to invite you to participate in a long-term research study, the email read. Your brain imaging shows remarkable neuroplasticity. By studying your recovery, we might be able to help other coma patients. Anna agreed immediately. If her tragedy could help even one other person, it was worth it. At her first research appointment, Anna sat in the MRI machine while doctors scanned her brain. Afterward, the lead researcher showed her the images. This is extraordinary, he said, pointing to various regions. Your brain essentially rewired itself. Pathways that were damaged created new connections. This is frontier neuroscience. So my brain fixed itself? In a way, yes. We don't fully understand the mechanism yet. But your recovery could change how we treat coma patients in the future. Anna stared at the brain scans, her brain, rebuilding itself even while she slept. The brain wants to survive, the researcher said. Yours just took 8 years to figure out how. That evening, Anna had dinner with Marcus. How was the brain scan? He asked. Weird. Cool. Hopeful. They think studying me might help other people. That's amazing. It feels good. Like the coma wasn't just a tragedy. It might actually contribute something to medical science. Marcus reached across the table and took her hand. You've contributed a lot already. Your book, your speaking, your teaching. You're making a difference. I'm trying. You're succeeding. Anna smiled. 3 years ago, she'd been in a coma with no future. 2 years ago, she'd woken up to find her life erased. 1 year ago, she'd been fighting just to rebuild. Now she was thriving. Anna stood in front of her second-grade classroom on the last day of school. 22 little faces looked up at her. Some sad that summer was starting, others excited. I'm so proud of all of you, Anna said. You've learned so much this year. You've grown so much. One student, a girl named Sophia, raised her hand. Will you be our teacher next year? No, sweetie. You'll be in 3rd grade. You'll have a new teacher. But we'll miss you. I'll miss you too. But you're ready for 3rd grade. You're ready for the next chapter. After the students left, Anna sat at her desk and thought about chapters. 3 years ago, her story had a terrible plot twist, an 8-year coma. But she'd kept writing. And now she was in the best chapter yet. Her phone buzzed. A text from Claire. Coffee tomorrow? Emma wants to see you. She keeps asking about Miss Anna. Anna smiled and texted back. Yes. I'd love to see her. It was strange, this friendship with Claire. The woman who'd married her ex-husband. But it worked. They'd both been victims of circumstance, and they'd chosen compassion over conflict. Another text, this one from her mother. Dad and I are coming to visit next month. We're so proud of you, sweetheart. Anna responded. Can't wait to see you both. Love you. A third text from Marcus. Dinner tonight? I have something I want to talk to you about. Anna's heart fluttered. That sounded serious. Good serious or scary serious? She texted back. Sure. Your place or mine? Mine. 7 p.m. See you then. Anna packed up her classroom, said goodbye to her fellow teachers, and drove home. As she drove through Portland, she thought about the last 3 years. The coma. The awakening. The devastation of discovering 8 years had passed. Ethan's remarriage. The legal battles. The documentary. The book. The speaking. The healing. It had been the hardest 3 years of her life. But also the most meaningful. She'd lost 8 years. But she'd gained purpose. That night at dinner, Marcus was nervous. So, he said, pouring wine. I wanted to talk to you about something. Anna's stomach clenched. Okay, I've been offered a job. Head of physical therapy at a hospital in Seattle. Anna's heart sank. Seattle? That's 2 hours away. I know. and I need to make a decision soon. Are you taking it? Marcus took her hand. That depends on you. On me. I don't want to leave you, Anna. This past year with you has been the best year of my life. But this is a huge career opportunity. I wouldn't want you to give that up for me. I'm not asking you to make me stay in Portland. I'm asking you to come with me. To Seattle. Anna stared at him. You want me to move to Seattle? I know it's a lot to ask. You've built a life here. Your job, your friends, your speaking engagements. But Anna, I love you. And I don't want to do long distance. I want to build a life with you. Anna's mind raced. Leave Portland? The city where she'd lived before the coma? Where she'd rebuilt her life. But also the city where Ethan lived. Where the hospital that had declared her dead was located. Where so many painful memories existed. Maybe Seattle was a chance at a truly fresh start. I love you too, Anna said quietly. Marcus's face lit up. Really? Really? And Seattle? I could teach there. I could speak there. I could write there. My life isn't tied to Portland anymore. My life is wherever I choose to make it. So you'll come? Anna thought about it for exactly 5 seconds. Yes. I'll come. Marcus pulled her into a kiss. Anna kissed him back, feeling hopeful and terrified and excited all at once. 3 months later, Anna moved to Seattle with Marcus. She got a teaching position at an elementary school in the Ballard neighborhood. She continued speaking at conferences and working with coma patient advocacy groups. She started writing her second book, a guide for families navigating long-term coma care. On weekends, she and Marcus explored their new city. Pike Place Market, the waterfront, hiking trails in the Cascades. Anna kept in touch with her parents, who visited often. She even kept in touch with Claire, who sent periodic updates about Emma and photos of the growing toddler. Ethan sent Anna one email after her move. I heard you moved to Seattle. I hope you're happy there. I hope you found peace. You deserve it. Anna wrote back. I have. Thank you. I hope you found peace too. And she meant it. The anger was gone. The resentment had faded. All that was left was gratitude. Gratitude that she'd woken up. Gratitude that she'd survived. Gratitude that she'd rebuilt. Gratitude for every single day of consciousness. Anna Richardson had lost 8 years of her life. But she'd gained something more valuable. The knowledge that she could survive anything. That she could lose everything and still find a way forward. That tragedy didn't have to be the end of the story. It could just be the middle. And the middle could lead to something beautiful. So that's Anna's story. The woman who woke up from an 8-year coma to find her husband had remarried and wanted her to disappear. She didn't disappear. She fought for her identity. She rebuilt her life. She found purpose in her pain. She forgave the people who'd moved on without her. And she built a future she never imagined possible. If Anna's story moved you, hit that subscribe button for Story Matrix Hub. Because every week we bring you real stories of resilience, survival, and the human capacity to overcome impossible odds. Anna lost 8 years. But she didn't let those 8 years define her. She defined herself. And that's the real miracle.